Okay, asshole. You wanna play?
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the 5th edition of Gore Goblins. I'm John, that's Justin over there,
Yep.
and today we're talking about Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers. This is another one that Justin has a lot of fond memories of because, like he mentioned in the last episode, he used to watch it when he'd come home from school. So I'm gonna go ahead and let him
Every Halloween.
give our little intro for Halloween 5.
Well, it pretty much just picks up right where the last one left off, and like you said, again, it's just childhood memories. Very good movie to me, even with all its weird little quirkiness and retarded looking mask, but you know, it's fine. I still enjoy it as much as I did in the past, and nothing really bothers me about it, but that just might be my nostalgia goggles fixing my view of the movie. But I mean, it did fine. It followed the pacing of 4 well, had good kills, had some tense moments. Again, the actors were all really good in it, aside from 2 annoying ones, but I guess they were meant to be some weird comic relief that didn't make sense.
Yeah, we'll talk about those in a
the
little
movie.
bit for sure.
But, I mean, everyone else gave it their all. Got to say our farewell to Dr. Loomis in this one, because he finally kicks the bucket.
Well, he's in 6, though.
Is he?
Yes, he's in 6. Do you not remember?
No.
Oh my god.
I thought he died.
My ding went off. Whoops.
Ding.
We're leaving that in.
It looks like he died. I don't remember 6. I've watched it one time anyways. Ignore what I just said.
Yeah. I mean, 6 is pretty forgettable. But anyway, that's our little intro there. But what was I gonna say? 5 is, it's definitely the 5th movie of a slasher franchise. I think that's the nicest thing I could say about it. It also very much feels like a middle movie, which I'm gonna say this again about Halloween Kills probably at some point, but I like Halloween Kills, so that's a little different. But this definitely feels like a middle movie where you can tell that they didn't really have number 6 planned out. And I'll go into that later because I did some research this time because I care about this for some fucking reason. But I did a lot of research on 5, more than I should have, if we're being honest. And as far as the movie goes, yeah, I mean, it was all right, I guess. I mean, I don't really like look for high art when I watch slasher movies, so I kind of turned my brain off.
What are you talking about? This is a quality movie.
I kind of turned my brain off when I'm watching these. But I mean, it was Halloween. Michael's like a fucking gargantuan man now. He's got his doofy ass looking mask on that I can't stand for the life of me.
I think what bothered me about his mask wasn't the face, it's the fact that the neck piece was so big.
The neck is so thick, right? Like it looks like he's been lifting a little too much. He's been doing too many whatchamacallit, the squats when you got the barbell on your back, and that works the neck probably. I don't know. I'm not an athletic.
Got that
athletic
Corey
person.
Taylor neck.
He's got that Corey Taylor neck. It's ridiculous. It just makes it look doofy, and it makes it so funny to me when there are these POV shots where he's like stalking through a house or something, and he's looking around a corner, and somebody like looks in a general direction his way, where you're probably going to be able to see not just his thick ass neck, but his frizzy ass hair, and it always makes me giggle because I'm like, there's no way that you look at that. That you look at that direction and not see this fucking mountain man with these broad ass shoulders and this thick ass neck. Are you kidding me, Tina? Are you kidding me? But yeah, it was just a goofy little slasher. Goofy is probably the best way I can describe it. There's a lot of things in this movie that feel weird, that just feel off. I didn't like the score that much. Like there was these weird like 80s porn guitar licks that would pop up every now and then. And then there's this doofy like clown shoe music that pops up for 2 cops that are supposed to be comic relief, and that's what Justin was mentioning earlier.
It's really the only part of the movie I hate,
because it's like
it's just thrown in there for no reason. It is like, and you hear it, and it's like, this doesn't belong here. It's like they tried to mimic something from Friday the 13th, because that's where I expect that from.
Yeah, a movie. Yeah, from Friday the 13th especially. But it felt like the wet bandits from Home Alone became cops, but it wasn't Joe Pesci, and I can't remember the other actor's name. I'm sorry, but it wasn't Joe Pesci and him, so it doesn't have that same effect. But yeah, I mean, outside of that, yeah, I mean, there were some pretty cool parts, I guess. This movie, I don't even know who directed it. I don't remember who directed it. I'm gonna look that up now. But I know it came out a year after 4, because 4, as we said, made a lot of money, and then the producer was like, "Oh fuck, it's time to milk poor Michael for all he's worth." And boy, did they try to do that with this one and the next one. This movie came out in '89. It was directed by Dominique Othenin Girard. Gerard. That's his last. That's one of his last names. Yep. And it was another commercial success.
Boom.
Because it made $11.6 million off of a $5.5 million budget, but the critics hated it.
Fuck the critics.
And I mean, I'm inclined to agree with them because it kind of felt like if I'm being honest, it kind of felt like a nothing movie to me. But that's just because like I've been spoiled by the newer sequels. But I mean, it's not as bad as like Resurrection or anything. But it just kind of felt. I guess the best way I can. It wasn't boring, but nothing really stood out to me outside of like The Mask, and then Danielle Harris still being an actual good child actress. She's still the best part of the movie, and they kill off the other best character pretty early on, with Rachel.
Yep.
In a very, I guess, abrupt way that doesn't really do any service to the character or anything. Like she doesn't even get to put up her own fight or anything like that. She just kind of like walks around and then she gets stabbed in the chest. Oh boy.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of hate that too. Because she fucking battled it out in the 4th one and then she just gives up in this one.
Yeah, well, I mean, to be fair, she didn't really have a chance.
Yeah, but I mean, she could have fought a little bit, but they were like, no, we gotta kill her to make this more dramatic.
So on that note, there's a couple things to know about that whole decision to kill her off. So the producer regretted it immensely. Like
I bet.
he regretted it a lot. But at the same time, he was like, well, I just wanted to show people that no one was safe from Michael. But like, she's the only prominent character that dies. So like, I mean, well, I guess Loomis technically died. Because I mean, the man draws his last breath in this movie before they dig him up and fucking make him act in Halloween 6 again. But, not any of the characters die outside of her. Not any of the prominent ones, anyway. I would say, because Jamie makes it out. Loomis is in 6, so whatever. I mean, it's just a cheap move that I guess a lot of studios like to do for some reason, where they kill off. Yeah, it's shock value basically. But also initially she was supposed to get stabbed down her throat with scissors, instead of getting stabbed in the chest. But the actress who plays her, I can't remember her name. It's like Ellie something. She was like, I don't want to. No, she's like, that's disrespectful. Like that's not a good way to kill off this character. But that also would have made the movie a lot more violent because I mean the kills are fine, but like there's only really like one graphic one I can think of, and that's the dude getting the pitchfork stabbed through him.
And when he kills the other Mikey.
Yeah, and he stabs him with the but it's a real quick cutaway from that, which is the thing because in the 80s
he puts it in his head and then you see him seethe on the ground and he pulls it out.
Yeah, maybe I'm misremembering. I'm probably misremembering. This movie, let me tell you, did not hold my attention.
Because I'd always remember seeing it on TV and that kill was censored.
Yeah. Well, a lot of the movie was censored apparently because it originally got an X rating because in the 80s, slasher movies were very targeted by the MPAA at the time. Now it's just the MPA, but
I could see that because it had kids involved.
MPAA, yeah, it had kids, but like Friday the 13th, I remember reading about how they had to censor a lot of that too.
Oh, that movie got hell.
Yeah, all of them got a lot of flack, a lot of gore that was cut or that wasn't as extreme as it initially was, and that's the kind of the vibe I got from this one, especially after reading that it was supposed to get an X rating. Because I think one of the things I read in particular was when he's stabbing through the vent at the end to try to get to Jamie. I almost said Lori, but to try to get to Jamie, He originally like stabbed her in the ankle, and it was like this really like graphic effect. And then also
You
when
see, now that I actually remember seeing on TV. I don't know if I'm misremembering or just having some dumb Mandela effect or whatever, but I distinctly remember the knife going into her leg and it showing it. This
mean-
one, when we just watched it now, you just see her crawl out of the vent and her ankle's bleeding.
yeah, and the closest thing you get to her getting stabbed is I guess her like stepping on the blade to jump up off of it. But yeah, she didn't get stabbed.
Unless I'm just thinking of the scene from Evil Dead,
Maybe,
the remake.
maybe. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's. I don't want to think about that right now. I don't want to. I don't want to think about that. I knocked my mic stand because I got all scared. But yeah, that was supposed to be one of the more graphic parts. Also, the girl that gets killed with the scythe was supposed to be like actually seen, but instead it's just you just see blood get put on some hay, and that's it. Kind of lame, in my opinion, because you don't really see people get killed with scythes in horror movies very often. And I was a little disappointed because I wanted to see that. But, you know, it's whatever. Maybe one day somebody will come along and do that, and I'll be happy. But speaking of Evil Dead, I'm glad you brought that up because there's a shot where Jamie's getting her, or like having flashbacks to when she tried to kill her stepmom. And they do this zoom in shot this might be just because I've been watching a lot of Evil Dead stuff recently. Like I've been watching Ash vs. Evil Dead again. There's this zoom shot of Jamie like in the clown outfit that almost looks like the evil possessing her, because before she kills or tries to stab her stepmom, and I don't know, it just kind of threw me off for a second. I think I wrote down, why did the evil from Evil Dead possess her? It's just I don't know if it was intentional. It probably wasn't, but it just made me laugh. But yeah, I mean, you know, it's definitely a movie. I forgot what I was gonna say next. There's a lot I wrote down about this, like about Michael's new actor and everything, and the Man in Black. Oh, the Man in Black. Let's talk about the Man in Black.
Mr. Thorne.
Mr. Thorne, whatever the fuck. He's got the same tattoo as Michael because Michael's got a thorn tattoo.
Somehow.
Which is revealed at the beginning of the movie when some like hermit looks after him.
Side note, I'll probably end up getting that tattooed on me.
I believe it. And I'll be disappointed, but I'll believe it. And he kills the mountain man, the hermit, whatever the fuck he is.
Yeah, he was Mountain Man in the credits.
And he's got a little thorn tattoo now. And then there's like this weird part in the movie where just this dude wearing cowboy boots walks off of a bus. And then the camera pans up and you see his little thorn tattoo, and you're like, "Oh, what does that mean?" Well, you know what's funny? Nobody knew what that meant, not even the fucking producers of the movie, because so I'll get into that in a second. But first, let's talk about the actor that played Michael. And part 4 was George P. Wilbur, and he was actually wearing not hockey pads, but he was wearing football pads. And we mentioned last time how he was like real stocky looking, and it looked kind of goofy.
Yep.
It looked goofy because it wasn't real. It was football pads. Don Skanks. Skanky Shanks. It's Don Shanks. He didn't have to wear them because my man was already buff as shit. And Michael is very broad-shouldered in this one, like I mentioned earlier.
Yep.
He's a wide man with a wide neck. And he also played the Man in Black. And he admitted in an interview that, like, the writers didn't know who the fuck he was going to be. They were just like, hey, let's just add some mystery into it. And I love it. I love it when movies just, like, introduce stuff and with no, like, idea of what they're going to do with it.
Like, maybe this means something, maybe it doesn't. I guess we'll have to find out if we make another one.
Yeah, and then they did, and then we find out, and it's kind of lame from what I can remember about reading about it a long time ago. Another thing to note is that Donald Pleasance comes back as Dr. Loomis. It looks like he's aged about 10 years, and it's only like a year after the first one. His voice is more hoarse now. Like, he's still giving it his all, though, you know, and love that. I love that for him, but he's definitely getting older by the time this movie comes out. And according to the actress that played Tina, Wendy Kaplan.
Rip Tina, too.
Rip Tina, love her. Love Tina, but she gets stabbed in the chest. Poor girl. And the whole time there's like this thing. We're gonna go off on a tangent about Tina now because Justin said rip Tina, but she's like got this boyfriend named Michael. So there's like this weird like tongue-in-cheek shit where she's like, Michael, open the door to the car after Michael's already killed Michael, and then Michael's pretending to be Michael. That's not confusing, right? But she's like, Michael, open the door. Michael, why are you being such an asshole? Michael, Mikey. And then she gets stabbed by Michael later on. But Wendy Kaplan, outside of that, said that Donald Pleasance took the role as Loomis very seriously, which, I mean, he was a professional actor, like classically trained. I'm not really surprised.
Yeah.
But according to her, he treated it, and I quote, like Shakespeare, which is just hilarious to me to imagine Donald Pleasance reading like his dialogue and just trying to think, okay, like treating it like some high art. And that's funny, but that's what makes him so good in these movies. He's the best part of these movies.
What he does, it's his passion. He's going to put his all into it. Fuck it.
Yeah, and he's the best part of these movies, and that's why I'm glad he did that, because it shows. 100% it shows. Also, another fun piece of trivia is that he accidentally broke Don Shanks' nose when he's beating the shit out of him at the end with the 2x4. Because at the end of the movie, Michael's all like, oh, I'm going to come get you, Jamie, after a weird like moment where they try to humanize him. He's like, I'm going to come get you, Jamie. And Loomis is like using her as bait. And then he like drops this like giant like chain link net on top of him. And then he just starts beating the shit out of him.
He shoots him with trank darts first.
He does. He shoots him with like 3 trank darts. And Michael's like, ah, like he almost like a gorilla. It's kind of funny. And then Donald Pleasance just beats him over the head with a fucking 2x4 until he collapses. And then Loomis collapses on top of him because earlier in the movie, Michael had like slashed him across the stomach and thrown him off of the stairs. And Loomis collapses on top of him, and I was almost expecting him to give Michael a little smooch before he died, but he didn't. He just kind of like, and then that's it. And then that's how he goes out until they decide to bring him back. Also, there's a scene where Michael's like driving a car and chasing after Tina and Jamie and Billy. Was that the little kid's name? Through like a fucking field or some shit. And then Michael crashes his car into a tree. And what happened was that the car got set on fire. And Don Shanks was doing the stunt, and he was just hanging out in there, and he was like waiting for the director to say, hey, cut, so he could get out. And then he was like, I'm just going to stay here, I guess. So he stayed in there as the car was on fire. And then eventually, like, somebody was like, hey, you gotta yell cut. So then the director yelled cut, and Don Shanks got out. But like, I read an interview where he was talking about how like he almost got burned from it. And then Wendy Kaplan was also saying that she almost got hit by the fucking car, like, during that stunt. And Don Shanks was like, I don't have any hard feelings over it, though. It's probably just because this was, like, his first movie. And this was, like, the first time he was seeing, like, a big stunt happen. And that's why he was, like, kind of in shock and awe about it. And that's why he didn't call cut.
Not as big as disaster as what happened on one of the Resident Evil movies.
No, absolutely not. Nope, it was not. And if we ever cover those movies, I'm sure I'm going to talk about it.
Well, of course we'd have to talk about that. 2 people died.
But
or no, 1 died. 1 got massively injured.
But I do want to say how goofy it is to see Michael chase people in a car. Like, because, I mean, we've seen him drive before and, like, stalk people. But, like, seeing him, like, try to twisted metal somebody was kind of weird.
You know, I'm going to bring that to... He's injured as fuck.
That's a good point.
Like, he took a fucking beating in the 4th movie, got shot up, took a year, I guess, in a coma, basically.
Oh, I forgot about the year gap, the time skip. Yeah, there's when he first meets the hermit, he tries to kill him immediately, and the hermit's like, oh, it's okay. I'll just take care of you for a year. And then he just fucking... And what does he get for it? He gets killed.
Yep.
But yeah, there's that time skip. I forgot. Yeah, he got shot up. He's been stabbed in the eye, which like the scar isn't there in this movie, but whatever, you know,
They forgot.
They forgot. It's okay. He's been stabbed in the neck. He's been through a lot. He was shot 6 times in Halloween 2.
Burned.
He's been burned. Yep. He's been through some shit. That's fair. That also, I wanted to say that like the reason that's so goofy is because earlier in the movie, he's like there are some shots where he's like creeping behind in the background out of focus that I really like actually. Oh, my computer fell asleep. That I really like actually. I really like those shots because they're just kind of cool. Like to just see him stalking in the background reminded me of like Halloween 1 and the newer Halloweens especially where like you're looking in the background. Where is he? Where is he? Where is he?
Except in one instance where you could see him.
You could absolutely
He
see
didn't
him.
move out of the way.
Yeah. Oh yeah. When Tina looks
through the
back into
window.
the house, and you just see Michael's broad ass shoulder, like just like clearly there. The weapon is still in his hand, and she's just like, "Oh, it must have been my imagination," and then she runs off or whatever. Yeah, I already mentioned that. Don Shanks did all of his own stunts because I guess he was a stunt man. He probably was. I don't
He's
know.
a
I didn't
fucking
really
beast.
read into that. So talking about the story, Donald Pleasance didn't like it, even though I mean he still gave it his all, which is why I love Donald Pleasance. But he did not like the story at all because he felt that it kind of like didn't do justice to the ending of Halloween 4 because he thought it would have been a much more interesting dynamic to just have Jamie be the killer in Halloween 5. And funny enough, there was actually a script, or one of the initial ideas for Halloween 5 was that there was going to be a time skip, and Jamie was going to be like a serial killer that teamed up with Michael to terrorize Haddonfield, which would have been something. But the reason they decided not to do that was because they didn't want to. They wanted to keep Danielle Harris because she's also the best part of these movies. So she's an actual good child actress, which is hard to find in Hollywood.
I bet those seizure parts in the beginning were hard on her to do, and the whole not having to talk and strain her throat in that part where she's screaming.
Oh yeah, but she sold it, man.
Yeah.
That was she did really well. I already mentioned all that, yeah. And then we were watching the movie, and I took notes while we were watching the movie too. But yeah, Danielle Harris is my favorite part about it, as far as like the acting goes, outside of Loomis. Loomis is still just like comes off as kind of crazy to everybody, even though like at this point you think he would have been proven right by everything that's happened. But the sheriff's still like, oh, fucking...
He's dead.
He's dead, Loomis. I shot him 1,000,000 times. And Loomis is like, look, dude, I have a burned hand.
I've shot him, I've burned him, I've stabbed him. He's still here.
I wanted him to burn to death, but he fucking woke up. Sorry. And so that's kind of funny that... I mean, I guess, in order for the story to work, they have to be skeptical of him. But again, at this point, why are you still skeptical of him? He's been right every time.
Yep.
But yeah, some of the notes I took while I was watching were stuff I already mentioned, especially the bozo ass cops. That's probably the worst part of the movie. And then I mentioned the scenes where he's in the background. Oh, the Myers house. The Myers house looks real different in this one too.
Yep. Massively different.
It looks like a mansion. It looks like a weird mansion. It's got like a weird like giant like pillar of rooms on the left side of it, and it's a different color. It's not white. It's like red, right?
It was bluish.
It was blue, red. I don't remember. I don't care. It was blue.
It's a different house. That's the point.
It's a different house, much more spacious. But like initially I thought, oh, okay, so they like renovated it, right? And maybe they like renovated it or whatever, and then it just didn't sell or whatever.
Decayed again.
But like it looks as if it's been run down for a good while, so I think it's supposed to be like the original house. Which I don't know why they didn't. I think they just couldn't find it, or what did I read? It was either they couldn't find it or they needed like a bigger space for some of the action sequences.
Yeah, that'd make more sense
at the end,
since the ending takes entirely place in that.
Yeah,
and they did a lot.
And because you have the aforementioned scene in the a laundry chute, a garbage chute, whatever
laundry chute,
with Jamie trying to get away from him because she gets stuck, and then you have all the stuff with Loomis and Michael. and you have the stuff with the cop who kind of looks like a ventriloquist dummy.
He did.
Talking to Jamie and like trying to save her, and then he gets hanged outside the window by a rope ladder because Michael was like no, and then he threw him over the window. That's exactly how it went. And so that's how that all played out. Also in the house though, we find like I think she goes up to the attic, right?
Yeah.
She goes up to the attic and she finds like a bunch of dead bodies. I think she finds Michael's dead body. She finds Rachel's dead body, and again, Danielle Harris really sells it because she is absolutely devastated by finding Rachel's body. And then she finds her dog's head because Michael just can't help himself, man.
No, it was the whole dog. He was just hung.
I thought he was just the head. Listen,
No, it was the whole dog.
Again, I don't remember things even after I just seen them.
Michael dug up a coffin of a 9-year-old girl too to put Jamie in after he killed her. I don't know. That part kind of didn't make sense to me why he went to all the trouble.
He was just making a nice little spot.
He makes a scene, but how did he know he dug up a 9-year-old girl's coffin?
Because that's right. Because Loomis mentions like, hey, you dug up because he's like trying to get Jamie to tell him where Michael is because they have like this weird psychic link that I haven't even mentioned yet because I don't care. But they have this weird psychic link. And he's like, you know where he is, don't you, Jamie? And then he was like, he dug up the coffin of a 9-year-old girl. Do you know what he's going to do with that coffin, Jamie? And just like terrorizing this poor child. And, and God bless her nurse, by the way. Her nurse was a real trooper, just like trying to make sure she was okay. I hope she got like a lot of money because she deserves it. Hopefully she didn't get killed by Michael off screen.
Yeah, because he apparently went back to the clinic and killed a bunch of people.
Yeah, because he was trying to find Jamie.
We never get confirmation if he killed Billy or not, but I'm assuming he did.
Yeah, let's just assume he did. And then so he's got a little 9-year-old coffin that Jamie decides to go lay in once Michael comes upstairs for some reason.
She's like, you know what? Fuck it. Rachel's dead. My dog's dead. I don't know this guy, but he's dead too.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Just kill me, Michael. But first, let me see your face.
Yeah, Michael takes his mask off and we see his face.
And he's crying for some reason.
Yeah.
Like, because there's this whole weird plot thing that I guess for some reason Jamie's the cure to him. Like, could some reason stop him from being a psycho or whatever?
That's definitely a hypothesis that Dr. Loomis was willing to test until he got slashed across the stomach.
I mean, it worked. Michael almost put down the knife.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't like
Again,
that.
a weak plot point, but I mean...
I don't like that at all.
I got my nostalgia blinders, so I don't hate the movie.
I didn't like that at all. I don't like... This is something that I'm going to talk about with the Rob Zombie movies. And this is something that I'm going to talk about kind of with H2O from what I can remember a little bit. But, like, I don't know. It feels earned in H2O. But, like, I don't like it when they try to humanize Michael because the best thing about him is that he's just a dude. He's just a dude that likes to kill people with no motivation. He's not Jason. He's not Freddy. He's not Ghostface. He's Michael. And I don't like it that when they try to humanize him and make him human and make him shed a tear, especially when you have 3 movies prior to this where Loomis is screaming about how he has the blackest eyes and he's pure evil. Yeah. All right. Well, why the fuck is he crying? That's not pure evil. Get the fuck out of here.
Well, maybe he sees himself in Jamie.
I guess, but I don't want him to. I want him to be cold. I think after evil.
The whole don't give a fuck about Halloween 2 and how he's Laurie's brother. So let's just. I think they're just riding that train because they had no choice.
Yeah, I guess, but it still bugs me.
They just didn't know what to do with it. Yeah, it's annoying, and I can nitpick it too because it is stupid when you overall look at it. But again, I'm not gonna hate the movie because it made me like horror. so I can't hate it out.
That's fair. I'm the same way with stuff. It's okay. We all have our biases. It's fine. And then he puts the mask back on and tries to kill her because he's a bad uncle. And then, that all happens. What else did I write here? I wrote about, Loomis and Mike just having a casual chat. When Loomis is trying to get him to... He's trying to get him to see that, like...
She can take your rage away.
Yeah, she could take your rage away, Michael. And they're just talking. Like, they're just bros, just having a chat. And, again, Michael almost puts his knife down, and then he...
And again, which is kind of a stupid line, because what rage does he have?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You can't give him a motivation because it doesn't work. Because of the first movie...
Unless he's just mad at Lori, so he's like, I'm going to take your daughter.
It's oh my God, why did they do it? John Carpenter, why did you get drunk when you wrote Halloween 2? This is what happens when you do that. Don't drink and write. Everybody, every budding writer and artist out there, don't drink and write. It'll lead to lasting consequences that you can't undo. Also, I guess
until someone comes along and makes good remakes.
And so, yes, exactly. But also, I wanna say, outside of humanizing Michael, it's also funny how at the end, because they arrest him after Loomis beats the shit out of him. They arrest him somehow
because he's knocked out from the tranq darts.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
from the beating he took.
That's right. But like, there's always that like trope where like he wakes up and fucking goes ham on everybody, but that doesn't happen here.
I don't get, again, a stupid choice to take him alive.
Like, yeah, just kill him. Like we already know. Oh, but he's gonna go to a maximum security prison, and he's gonna be there forever. And listen. I believe in like prisoner rehabilitation as much as the next guy, but Michael has very clearly showed through repetition that he is a lost cause, and there is nothing you can do for him. Why are you gonna do this? Why are you gonna do this and have this stupid epilogue where the Man in Black comes and shoots up an entire fucking precinct just to take Michael away? But before that, we have Michael sitting down like a fucking doof with his like, he's like sitting on his knees and he just looks sad. Like he just looks like he's about to cry. And there's something so funny about that. Just this hulking giant of a man just like on his knees like, they fucking caught me. Ooh. Like it just made me laugh. Like I can't take this fucking movie seriously. He's
reflecting.
That's what I'm getting. I can't take this shit seriously. Because you have that scene where Loomis is like, "Hey, Mike, I'm just trying to man, I'm just trying to talk to you, bro." And then you got the fucking doofy cops that are like finishing each other's sentences and shit. You have Tina being Tina. You have Rachel dying in a stupid ass way. Oh my God! Oh, this fucking movie. I knew I was gonna get upset. I was just waiting for it to happen.
It's fine.
Also, the ADR in this movie is fucking terrible. There are times like there's one instance where Tina's in. I can't even talk because I'm so fucking mad. Where Tina's in the car with Michael. Not her boyfriend Michael, but Michael, and she's in the car with him, and she's like saying words that I can't remember because I don't really give a shit about the dialogue in this movie, but she's talking, and like the ADR does not match it. It bothers me, because like, it's fine. That happens in a lot of movies, like with background characters and shit, but like this is like obvious, and it bothered me. And then the editing is also weird. Like there's a part at a party where Tina's like hanging out, and there's like this weird like bug dude. Is he in a bug suit? I don't remember.
I don't know what the.
I don't know if he was supposed to be. He kind of looked like fucking Wilfred from that old FX show of the dude in the dog outfit, but like, or Wilford, whatever the fuck it was called.
Wilfred.
But he also looked like a fly, kinda. And there's a part where like, he's like, "Oh, you're looking good," or whatever, and she's like, "Yeah, baby," and then you can tell that she has more to her line, but they just like hard cut away from it, and I had to pause it and rewind it because it made me laugh so fucking hard and it caught me off guard. Oh my God, this fucking movie. Whoo, that editing is rough. There's also like just a lot of weird like cutaways in general. There's these weird moments where it'll slow down for some reason, and it doesn't really like serve any purpose. I don't know, man. This movie's just something else.
Yeah, it's a masterpiece.
No, it's not.
It's
No, it's
amazing.
not. I'll tell you what's amazing about this movie. A couple things. One, Michael, the boyfriend, not the killer. There's a scene where he's like fucking waxing his car down, and again, Michael's watching this, and this is what's so funny is he's watching all of this, like clearly in view of anybody that would look at this brush, because he is a giant man. But anyway, Michael, the boyfriend, is waxing his car, and I wrote down, my man's about to fuck this car, because it looked like he was about to fuck the car. He was like...
He's just one of those fucking...
car dudes.
that I fucking hate.
He was being so sensual.
Stand those people.
was-
Like, I love my car and all, but Jesus Christ.
Now we got Justin going off on a tangent about car people. He
Fuck
was...
them.
Yeah, because like...
I'm not trying to offend any of y'all, but like, shit.
And then you have that blonde guy that comes out of the store, and he's like, oh, wait, you fucking car, and he's
Nice
like,
wax job.
yeah, how's the nice wax job, pussy? And then he's just like, you touch the fucking car, I will fucking kill you. And I'm like, no, you're not Michael. Shut up. Fuck.
And Michael uses that to his advantage.
Yeah, because oh my goodness. Michael walks behind this man's car. A giant 7-foot man walks behind his car. He's looking in the rearview mirror, looking at a fucking zit on his face, and you're telling me he doesn't see this giant fucking
And he's a
serial
conceited
killer
douchebag. All he sees is himself.
But then like the shot where like Michael's like scraping the fucking gardening tool on the car, like the way the rearview mirror is set up, it looks like it's like zoomed in on it, and that bothers me for some reason. And then he's like, "Hey man, you just made a mistake," and then he tries to fucking punch him or something, and Michael just fucking grabs him by the throat and then just like gets him in the face. I really wish that kill had been more graphic, because it cuts away and then you see his body, and like cool, I guess, but whatever. Oh yeah, but more importantly, the best part of this movie is the Goblin reference that happens because we're the Gore Goblins.
Yeah.
And the Goblin reference during the costume pageant, where a creepy old man announces children in costumes.
It was like Goblin costume contest.
Nothing more American than that, let me tell you. But yeah, he's the Goblin costume contest or some shit. And Justin immediately yelled Goblin. And I was like, what? Because I was on my phone because this movie didn't hold my attention. That was all I wrote down, I think. Yeah, because everything else I already talked about. The doofy soundtrack. The man wanted to fuck his car. I didn't write a lot about the kills because, I mean, they were all right, I guess.
Standard Halloween fashion. Quick and done.
Yeah, Michael has not posed a body in a while. He poses bodies in this one, but not necessarily for other people to find. It's for like his own like home decor. So it was nice to see that again because he didn't really pose anybody in 4, did he? Outside of the girl he stabbed with the shotgun.
Nah,
But that wasn't intentional.
He was on a mission in 4. He didn't have time for that.
Yeah, so I mean, this movie. His movie's something, all right. I don't know what else I could say about it.
I love the opening.
Yeah, the opening. There we go. I wrote that down. Why didn't I? I'm so negative about this fucking movie that I forgot that I wrote down cool intro. It's just a bunch of like, it's this really foreboding intro, and that's what I like about it. And there's like a pumpkin getting carved up or something, but like it's all in quick flashes and it's real loud and jarring.
Hear the knife swishes.
Yeah. So that's, the best thing about this movie outside of the other stuff that I said was the best thing about this movie. Characters aren't particularly memorable except for Tina. Love Tina. R.I.P. Love her. But,
I love her death scream, too.
She should have seen Michael. Yeah, I don't remember her death scream, but I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Oh, when she was telling Jamie to run, you could just hear her voice like cracking and slowly dying.
Yeah, it's good acting, baby. Love that. Also, I liked her outfits a lot, but I don't know. I'm gay, whatever. I like outfits sometimes. Those leggings were great. But
flashed her ass at Michael.
She did. She flashed her ass at Michael, and Michael was breathing real heavy. And I told Justin, I'm like, what if she just grabbed his dick, like, just unprovoked? What do you think he would do? You think he would, like, kill her right then and there?
Well, he was going to.
Yeah, I mean, because he kept tightening his grip on the wheel, and I kept making a Black Sunshine joke.
Because his whole disguise was the fact that he was this other Michael being in the car, and he somehow knew how to pick Tina up at 8 o'clock.
Yeah, that's the other
for this party.
and I told Justin, I'm like, well, he just heard it with his superhuman hearing, because he's a Superman. Oh my God, this fucking movie. Jesus Christ. I guess we'll talk about the kills now. I don't know. I don't remember a lot of them.
You got Michael's supposed death.
Yeah,
replayed from 4 in the beginning where he gets shot up by the
He gets
police.
pieced up by the police force, yeah.
And they drop a dynamite after him.
Yeah, and then he goes to wah! That
Gets in the
Mario
river.
noise. Yeah, he gets into a river, he swims away.
Yeah, so his first kill is the dude who took care of him for a year.
Yeah.
And he's like, thanks for everything, but gotta go.
Yeah, he's like, check please. And then he was like, I'm gonna check out now. Didn't, as you can see, I packed light. I just brought my mask, so. And then he just breaks his back or something. He like fucking picks him up and like
slams him.
Because I thought he broke his neck at first, and then you just see like this shot of him picking him up and just, and it just
gives him the whole Bane treatment.
Goofy. Oh my God.
So after that, he goes and knifes Rachel, which I still fucking hate and I can't stand.
Yeah, that was
Rachel.
Yeah, because she's like, and then that's the thing with her too, is like she's been through this shit before, and she's so dismissive of Dr. Loomis when he's like, hey yo, you should get out of there. Like, and she does at first, but like, or she does, but like it takes some convincing because she's like, oh, Max is just barking or whatever. Haha, nothing could go wrong now. And it's like, girl, you've been visiting Jamie for a while
I'm not going to
now.
fault Rachel for that. I'm going to fault the cops for not looking through her house. Because Michael was still in there, and they didn't look through all the stuff. He's just hiding in a closet.
Tell me where. Tell me where does a giant man hide?
In a closet?
From 2 doofy-ass cops. This man is 7 feet tall, and he is gigantic. And these cops just didn't look in any fucking closets, I guess. And then they play clown shoe music when they're walking out.
I hate it. I hate this fucking movie. Jesus Christ. Like as the more I talk about it, the more I dislike it. Yeah. So then Rachel's like, oh, I can't believe this is happening to me. There's Max running down the street with like a dead fucking squirrel in his mouth or some shit. And then like she goes back in the house, and then she like sees a picture of Jamie that Michael like punched or whatever.
Yeah.
And then she's like, oh shit, I guess he's here. And then immediately she dies. Like doesn't even have a chance to fight back. Real disappointing.
One and done.
Real disappointing.
Poor Rachel. After that, we get
who does die after? I don't even fucking remember.
The other Mikey.
Is that the other? Is the other Michael the next one?
Yeah, he gets got with a gardening tool in the head.
Yeah.
Probably the best kill of the movie.
It's
honestly.
one of those 3-prong ones. That just you use to till soil or whatever the fuck.
The sound when he hit was good.
I'm not a gardener.
Just good.
Yeah, it's just a real ploppy, and then he falls over
twitches
and
on the ground.
He starts twitching a bit, and then Michael's just like, I'm gonna take you and pose you in my house, and then he does.
Oh well, I guess technically Max dies before that.
Yeah, because Michael loves killing dogs.
Poor dog.
Michael loves his doggies. He doesn't hurt any of the cats though.
Oh wait, no.
So that's good.
Because Max does die. Because I forgot he's still at the house.
Yeah.
Even after Tina comes back.
You know what's funny is I was gonna write down the kills and I completely forgot to because
I remember everything. Because
I didn't
kills,
care about,
except for last movie where we
missed
forgot
a kill last time. We missed old fucking Bucky or whatever the fuck it was. It Bucky?
Yeah, Bucky the electrician.
Bucky, my man, my beautiful man Bucky, the best character in Halloween 4 with his hard hat that had his name prominently displayed on it, just gets thrown into a fucking generator and dies.
It's like, go away, you can't be here. Stay here.
Hey, don't pull that Halloween shit on me, Mikey. Hey, and then he just gets fucking thrown into a generator. God bless him. He lived as he died.
And
live,
then, anyways, back to 5.
Yeah.
So we fixed our mistake from 4. That was bothering me the entire fucking time since we recorded that episode. But anyways, So after Mikey gets got, we go to the party that Tina was going to, which again had a really good scene of Danielle Harris acting her ass off, begging Tina not to go.
Yeah, there's a lot of like scenes where it like cuts back and forth between what Danielle Harris is experiencing and then what Michael is seeing, and then she's like trying to get people to understand what she's seeing, and they don't have the time except for Billy, because Billy's her best buddy.
Well, by that time she could talk again.
True. Yeah. See, I don't remember. We just watched it. I don't fucking remember.
Well, anyways, so yeah, it's then the next kills happen at the party. You get Tina's friends Kelly and Spitz.
Spitz.
I don't know why that was his name, but
Spitz.
they get to business in the barn, and Michael's like, pitchfork time.
But first, they find a bunch of little kittens.
Yeah.
And I love that part.
Props to the kittens.
I love that Tina's like, what am I doing? I hate cats. As she's holding a fucking kitten. And I'm like, I love you, Tina. Never change. You're beautiful. I love you.
Yeah, so Spitz gets got with the fucking
With a pitchfork. He was like, hey, I've been watching Friday the 13th. They had it at the asylum I was at. And I could hear it. So, you know, I'm going to kill this dude with a pitchfork. But he doesn't do what Jason does. He doesn't kill both of them with a pitchfork, because in that one, he drives it through both of them. And this one, he just stabs old Spitz, and then Spitz dies horrifically.
Yep.
And then his girlfriend, what's her name?
Kelly.
Kelly? Of course, it would be Kelly. And then she starts screaming, and then she's like, I'm going to rip this pitchfork out of my dead boyfriend.
At least she tried.
Oh, my God. That must have been horrible.
Give that to her. She tried.
She rips that pitchfork out of him. And I think I wrote down, what did I write down? Imagine thinking you could stop Michael with a fucking pitchfork, LMAO. Because, like, you can't. And he just, like, I think he just, like, pushes her, like, out of the way.
He
and
catches it when she
That's right.
thrusts towards him.
And then he's like, I got a scythe. And then he fucking goops her.
Slits her neck.
Yeah, whatever he does. And then he takes a kitten and he's like, here, little kitty, puts blood on it, and then that's it.
No, the kitty just got blood splatter because of...
And then Tina's like, oh, I found a kitten. And then she finds the dead bodies too. And then everybody at this point of the party left, I think.
Well, Michael kills those two retarded, stupid cops first. I need to stop saying retarded.
It's okay.
He kills those stupid cops first.
Yeah.
With the pitchfork again.
He does kill those cops, yep. And it's like, yeah, and that's the thing is like, oh my God, I hate these cops so much. They're like, oh, hey man, this sounds different. That scream sounded different. And then the other cop's like, oh, you know what we used to get into when we were younger. And I'm just like, stop.
We were normal.
Please stop. Please. And then Michael is just like walking by with a pitchfork, and they think it's the other Michael, the boyfriend Michael. Because again, that's not confusing, right? The other Michael.
Well, no, it's because Spitz played that prank.
Oh, fuck.
Pretending to be Michael and be like, oh. He did that stupid clown laugh like
he did three distinct laughs. He sounded like a grunt from Halo, and then he just did two of the most obnoxious clown laughs I've ever heard in my fucking life. I hate him. I'm glad he died. I'm glad Spitz died. You hear that? I'm glad he's dead.
I mean, I'm glad he died too. He's stupid.
And then, yeah, they pull a prank where he pretends to be Michael Myers, and he gets a mask that looks exactly like Michael's mask, which is kind of funny to me.
Where, why would this town still produce those or still get them in their stores?
There's that line where Kelly's like, Halloween should be canceled in this town.
Oh, Tina said that.
Which, was it, who did?
Tina said that.
Listen, man. You're expecting me to remember this movie, all right? That's your first mistake. But that reminded me of Scream, because, like, again, there's so many of these things where I'm like, oh, that's where Scream got it from. Okay. But, like, it's also, like, it also kind of makes sense. It reminded me of Scream because, like, every year in Woodsboro, they fucking play pranks on each other and shit. But, yeah, Halloween should be canceled in this town. And, boy, it wasn't. They keep producing those masks that look kind of like Michael's, and it's bad.
Maybe it's the Shamrock people.
It might be. Who knows? It's
Halloween 3.
Silver Shamrock. I can't remember the song right now, and that's a good thing. Because otherwise,
8 more
I would
days till Halloween.
Halloween. 3 more days till Halloween. Silver Shamrock. God bless it.
Boom.
Love it. And then everybody dies.
Back to killing.
Yeah, he fucking kills Kelly, and then what is he?
Gets the cops after that.
He kills he oofs the cops.
Then we finally.
Is that when he gets in the car?
Yeah. He gets in the car and waiting for his chance to get at Tina.
Yeah, because Jamie and Billy show up to try to save Tina. And Michael's like, "Oh, I'm in my car now. It's Twisted Metal time, babe, or Carmageddon." More
So he sees Jamie and chases
accurately.
after her, and then Tina's like, "Nah, bitch, you're not gonna get her." So she runs down trying to get to him. And after Michael crashes his car and whatnot and gets out, and Jamie's like, "Oh, I'm fucked." And then Tina just comes up and body slams herself against him. gets the Rachel treatment, one stab to the chest and dead.
Yeah, it's a very quick death. You get that shot of him pulling the knife out with all the blood though, so that was cool, I guess. And then
I
Tina.
like that the females weren't like entirely helpless in this series, really.
Yeah, that's one of the best things about this. That's what I love. I keep bringing up Scream, but like that's what I love about Scream too. I love Sidney Prescott with all my heart. I love Neve Campbell. I love her. I hope if they keep bringing her back, I hope she never fucking dies, because if she does, I will be so sad. I will be so upset. But we'll talk more about that whenever we cover those movies. But yeah, that's one thing I love about Halloween too, is that like Laurie's always been a fighter. Rachel was a fighter. You know,
Even Jamie.
yeah, Jamie's a big fighter. That's why I didn't really like 2 that much, because Laurie's like sidelined for most of it.
She did nothing.
She doesn't have a chance to do anything. But yeah, in this one, yeah, Tina and Rachel. I wish Rachel had put up a fight, because she didn't really have a chance. But Tina puts up her fight and basically sacrifices herself for Jamie, and Jamie and Billy run off. And then that's when Michael goes back to the children's clinic, right?
Yeah, and he murders some people off screen. We assume Billy,
We
because
assume
that's
Billy.
what Jamie was freaking out about.
Yeah. Also, I want to bring up that the plaque that says like Haddonfield Children's Clinic or whatever looks like it was made by a 4th grader. It looks like one of those like tinsel like paper things that you make on like poster board. I don't know how to explain. It looks like something I would have made for like my 4th grade teacher, and then she would put up, because it's great. But it didn't look good. It didn't look like a real plaque. It looked fake as shit, because this movie,
It was just a thin piece of metal.
yeah, it was like shiny and stupid, and I don't care. But yeah, he goes back there and he kills everybody. And meanwhile, Loomis is like setting a trap for Jamie, or not for Michael, with this cop and Jamie. And that whole scene plays out after that, because I think the sheriff shows up to the clinic, right? And then he's like, she like lifts one body, he's like, shit, and then he just closes it. And who was that body? Was that the dude
That was the doctor.
That was the, oh, okay.
The one who tried to cut open Jamie's neck at the beginning because she couldn't breathe.
Oh, yeah, the tracheotomy, yeah.
It looks like Michael twisted his head around.
He might have. He probably did. And then, I'm assuming a bunch of other people, because they were carting off a bunch of bodies.
Yeah.
And then we get to the house where Michael slashes Loomis, and Loomis is like, oh, and we've already kind of talked about all this.
Then he throws the cop out the window.
He throws the cop out the window with the rope ladder, because the cop's trying to get a rope ladder to help Jamie out. And meanwhile, Michael's like busting through the door like the Kool-Aid man, and Jamie's able to get away, but not the ventriloquist dummy cop. He gets hanged. He gets hanged pretty hard.
Yep.
And initially I thought his neck broke, but like you could see him kind of struggling, and I'm like, oh, that's gotta suck. That can't be fun. But then Michael goes after Jamie, and then after that, Loomis beats the shit out of him, like we already talked about, breaks Don Shanks' nose, and and then after that, Loomis dies in quotes, but he doesn't die because he's in fucking Halloween 6, And then the only other people that die are the people in the police station, right?
Yep, because Mr. Thorne guns them all down.
Oh, Mr. Johnny Cash, the man in black, baby. He just walks in with his boots and starts shooting people, and then he busts Michael out with, I'm assuming, dynamite. I don't fuck it. It felt like, it reminded me of like a goofy old Western cartoon. He just rolls up and kills everybody, and then Jamie starts freaking out. And then the movie ends. And that's Halloween 5. That's how that fucking movie ends. Thank God it's over, because I didn't really...
It's not over.
And listen, don't bring Daughtry into this. How dare you? Oh my God, now I'm not going to be able to fucking get that stupid fucking song out of my head. Anyway, closing thoughts. We've got over the kills. I've talked a bit about the trivia, kind of fumbled my way through it. We're just trying, we're trying to find our footing. It's just two guys talking. There's going to be times where I don't where it's not interesting, much like this movie wasn't interesting.
It was.
Because these are
fine.
these are my final thoughts. All right,
Fine.
it's fine, I guess, as far as slashers go, but like at the same time, this movie it didn't really hold my interest, and like there were only a couple of things I liked about it, mainly just Michael being in the background in some shots, and then I think that's really the opening. Donald Pleasance, Danielle Harris. That's really Tina. Love Tina. God bless her.
She's the Annie of this movie.
Yeah, yep. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, you're right. She is the Annie. Love Annie. R.I.P. to the real one. Poor Annie. But anyway, yeah, I mean, I only like a few things about it. Everything else just feels like forced, or it conflicts with the tone of the overall movie. I don't know. I mean, I guess it's fine. It's just not one that I'd be pining to watch again. I wish I was you, Justin. I wish I had childhood memories with this one. I don't really have childhood memories with any horror movie except The Thing, which we'll talk about when we talk about The Thing. But I don't really have any childhood memories with movies, with slashers in particular. But yeah, I mean, it's all right. I'll never watch it again, but it's all right. I'd watch 4 over this one. And I think that's partly because 4 feels like it has a definitive ending, kind of like the first one, which I mentioned last time, I think, where like it has this open ending, this ambiguous like open ending that I really like for horror movies, to just end like that. 4 ain't bad. 5 is kind of bad though, and like it's not bad in like I mean, yeah, technically it's not great, sure, but like. It commits the sin that I don't like it. It commits the biggest sin that a slasher movie that can commit. I can't talk. All right, so I'm committing the biggest sin by not being able to talk right. But this movie also commits the biggest sin of a slasher movie to me, which is it just being kind of boring. To me, I don't know.
They were trying to do too much at once. And
That's another vibe you get from this one. It just feels like they didn't know they introduced a bunch of shit without any concrete plans to follow it up, and it really just feels like it doesn't feel like milking the franchise to the extent of like Resurrection or even 6. But it's definitely the start of it, where you can tell that they were like, oh, well, fuck it. It made money. People will go watch it no matter what. And that's a damn shame, because there are some good moments. You got the classic Michael POV shit. You got him creeping around town, which I always like. I guess I just hate them trying to humanize him. I hate just giving him a motivation in general. I don't like any of that shit. But, it's a dumb slasher. Who cares? Justin, what are your final thoughts? I'm sorry I shit all over it.
I mean, it's fine. I expected it. I'm just glad I convinced you about 4 at least. So
Yeah. 4.
I won in that sense.
4 is fun. 4 is a fun time. I'll watch 4 again.
It's the first time seriously analyzing Halloween 5. Yeah, it has flaws. Stupid flaws that obviously can't be avoided. But again, I can't hate it because it's my childhood horror movie. Scared me, made me like horror, made me enjoy being scared of shit. Had good moments and memories for me, so as dumb as it is, I can't hate it. I really can't.
Yeah, it's kind of like me with The Mummy. This is a weird tangent, but it's kind of like me with The Mummy, because when I rewatched The Mummy recently, I was like, man, this movie does not hold up as well as I remember it. But at the same time, it made me feel all warm and comfy because I used to watch it a bunch when I was a kid.
The Mummy's great.
Yeah, it's
Not that shitty Tom Cruise.
Yeah, not the Tom Cruise one.
And fuck everybody who wanted Tom Cruise's Iron Man.
Listen,
I have to throw that out there.
This isn't an MCU podcast, all right? Get that out of here. Get it the hell out of here. Listen, Spider-Man is also like that for me because those movies are really cheesy and goofy. And I feel like if I watched them now, I'd be like, wow, this is kind of bad. But I don't know, man. Those movies are like part of my childhood. So I get it. I definitely get it. I'm not going to say that you're bad because you like the movie. But like, I don't know. I'm glad you like the movie is what I'm going to say instead.
I've definitely seen worse movies.
We're definitely gonna watch worse movies when we talk in this series.
I watched a really stupid one last night.
In this franchise, we're gonna watch worse movies. I mean,
it was called Selfie Man.
All right, Selfie Man. Okay, listen. I don't. We'll add it to the list of
I don't
one.
want to add it to the list.
We're
It was
gonna
bad.
no. We're gonna add it to the list of one-offs. If it's that bad, I want to see it. All right. Anyway, believe me, it can't be worse than fucking Scarecrow County or God. What was the other one we watched? Fucking Play or Die was another shitty one. There was one with like an escape room. I think it was just called The Escape Room. God, so fucking stupid. But yeah, so you know, and then there was one that was like a weird like Tremors ripoff kind of, but not really. I don't know. We'll worry about it when we worry about it. That's Halloween 5, everybody.
Whoa.
More like Halloween should have died with 4. You know what I mean? The Revenge of Michael Myers.
Hey, we got...
Why was it called The Revenge of Michael
Because
Myers?
he's getting revenge for everyone fucking up his chance to kill Jamie. That's why he took out Rachel. That's why he did everything he did.
All right, but like, that's fine. Yeah, I guess that works. Listen, again, I didn't really like. I wasn't invested.
You gotta
in this fucking
invest
movie.
yourself. You gotta force yourself to watch it.
No, my
That's
God.
how you're gonna get through half of these movies that we're gonna watch.
I know. But see, this is how it is. You're gonna be the rational, like, horror head, and I'm just gonna be the guy that turns his brain off for some of them and leaves them on for others. It depends, because believe me, there are franchises that have very big flaws that I still love to death. So it's fine. And those movies I'll keep my brain turned on, but this one, no. Revenge of Michael Myers. He got his revenge, and next time we got
Curse of Michael Myers.
Halloween 6, aka Halloween 666, because that was
I forgot that was its subtitle.
That was an original working title, Halloween 666. With everybody's favorite Ant-Man, Paul Rudd as Tommy.
It is a Marvel thing.
As Tommy Doyle. Yeah, you know what? Fuck you, all right? You don't get to make MCU references, I do. I'm just kidding. But yeah, Tommy Doyle comes back in the next one. I don't remember a lot about it. I know there's 2 different versions of it.
So we gotta watch it twice. No, we don't.
I'll just read about the differences. I mean, in the future, if a movie has multiple versions, I'm probably going to watch the multiple versions just so I don't have to subject Justin to it. I'll do it because I got the time.
I mean, I have the time.
Listen,
That's
all
not
right.
a story we're gonna get into, but
Yeah, but that's something I plan on doing in the future is watching multiple versions, including TV versions if I have them. Just because I just want more to talk about, because I like talking about movies and stupid stuff. But anyway, next time, Halloween 6, The Curse of Michael Myers. That's all we got for today. And yeah, so that was a fun time. So now we have to say our goodbyes.
gave you the gore and the gob, and we are the gore goblins.
The gore and the gob?
Yeah, fuck it.
What is a gob?
Our talking.
That's Gab.
Whatever. I gotta say gob. It goes with goblins.
I listen. All right, I'll accept that. Anyway, all right. Well, we'll see y'all next time. Bye-bye, everybody.
Oh.